Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start chapter number 11 of physics. The name of the chapter is Work and Energy. This is the last chapter of your syllabus. When we'll complete this chapter, then your syllabus will be over. In this chapter, we will be studying about work, its definition, formula, SI units, positive work, negative work, what is zero work. Then we will also learn about types of energy like kinetic energy, potential energy, their formula, numericals, and we will learn something about power also, that is rate of doing work. So let us start with the chapter. Let us talk about work first. In day-to-day life, any physical or mental labor is considered as work. Like if you are preparing for your exam, then you spend a lot of time in studies. You read a lot of books, you draw diagrams, you revise your work, you attend classes, you discuss problems with your teacher as well as your friends. So you are working very hard. But in terms of science, you have not done any work because definition of work in terms of science is different. In our day-to-day life, what is work? The work is any physical or mental labor that makes us tired. That is considered as work. But in terms of science, work is said to be done when a force acts on an object and the object is displaced in the direction of force. So as it is clear from this definition, there are two conditions for work to be done. Number one, force should be acting on the object. Number two, the object should be displaced as an action of that force. The work done on an object is the product of the force applied and the displacement. So from here you will be getting the formula for work done. So work done, it is equal to force into displacement, or W is equal to F into S, where F is force and this S is displacement. Now let us talk about the SI unit of work. SI unit of work is Joule. If 1 Newton force acts on an object and the object is displaced by 1 meters, then we will say that work done is 1 joule. So 1 joule is the amount of work done when a force of 1 Newton displaces an object by 1 meter. Now let us do this example. Here we have a question. If a force of 5 Newton acts on an object and the object is displaced through 2 meters in the direction of force, then calculate the work done. You know the formula for work done is, it is W is equal to F into S. So you have to multiply force and displacement. How much force is given in the question? It is 5 newtons. And how much displacement is there? It is 2 meters. So we are multiplying 5 newtons and 2 meters. So we'll be getting 10 Newton meter, or it is 10 joules. Now let us talk about positive or negative work. Work can be positive, work can be negative, and work can be zero also. Let us talk about positive work first. The work done by a force is positive if force and displacement are in the same direction. Then work done is said to be positive. Whereas the work done is said to be negative if force and displacement are in opposite directions. You can understand it with one example. Like if you kick football, football starts moving forward. So force applied by you is in forward direction, and motion of football, that is also in forward direction. So work done by you is positive. But after some time, football comes to rest. Why it comes to rest? Because of friction of the ground. So the work done by frictional force will be negative. Why it will be negative? Because in this case, frictional force is trying to stop the object and the object is moving in the forward direction. So here force and displacement, they are in opposite directions. So that is why the work done by force of friction is negative. Now let us talk about zero work. As you know from the conditions for work to be done, there are two conditions. First condition is force must be acting on the body, and second, there should be some displacement. So the work done by a force is zero if there is no displacement. Like F into S, that is the formula. If F is zero, then work done is zero. Similarly, if S displacement is zero, even then the work done is zero. Then there is one more condition under which work done will be zero. That condition is this, that when force is perpendicular to displacement, it means if the angle between the force and the displacement is 90 degrees, then the work done is zero. For example, if you are holding a suitcase on your head and you are walking straight, then the work done by you will be zero, because the force and displacement, they are perpendicular to each other. The displacement, that is in forward direction, whereas the force applied by the suitcase on your head, that is in the downward direction. So force and displacement, they are at 90 degrees, therefore work done will be zero in this case. Now let us do two examples. First example, when we lift an object, then the object moves upward in the direction of force. Here the work done is positive. Suppose you are picking up a book. Then you apply force in the upward direction and book also moves in the upward direction. Therefore work done will be positive. But there is another force which is acting on the book. That force is force of gravity. And now this force of gravity is acting in downward direction, whereas the book is moving in upward direction. So work done by force of gravity will be negative in this case. So the object remains same. The object is book, but two forces are acting on it. And one force is doing positive work, another force is doing negative work. The force applied by you is doing positive work, whereas the force applied by gravity, that is doing negative work. Now let us do another example. A porter lifts a luggage of 15 kilogram from the ground and puts it on his head 1.5 meters above the ground. You have to calculate the work done by him. Now, mass of luggage M is 15 kilogram, that is given. Displacement is 1.5 meters. And work done will be, formula is F into S. When porter has to lift the luggage, then how much force he has to apply? He has to apply force equal to the weight of the luggage. So force applied by porter should be equal to the weight of luggage. So that's why for F we have used this formula mg. Force is equal to weight and weight is equal to mg. Now what is m? That is given in the question, 15 kilogram. What is g here? G is 10 meter per second square, and so that is how we get mg. And the formula is F into S, and how much S distance is given? It is 1.5 meters, so that's why we have multiplied this with 1.5 meters. So upon solving, we get it equal to 225 joules. So that's all in this video. We'll be taking the next topic further.